Today's guest is Sean Cavaliere, originally from Boca Raton, Florida. Sean originally came to LA as a model, actor, and singer, and now works a bit more on the production side of things. Sean, welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, like we were saying, part of the family through Jonathan, so we love that.
Dude, Jonathan. We love you, Jonathan.
We do. We appreciate you, man. Thank you.
He's like still in the group chat. He's like just seeing all of our messages.
So Jonathan's probably in about 6 different podcast group chats with us, and then whoever the guest is.
Really?
Yeah, and like some of them are going, some of them stop, and he's just in all of them.
That's funny. He knows everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's give people a little background. So you came to LA, and you were mostly. Did you come for the boy band side of things?
Yeah. So when I was,
let's give them a little background on that.
Yeah, just a very like unique upbringing. I'm from Florida. When I was 15 years old, I got flown out to be in a band.
How? Like were you musically?
I was. Yeah. I was singing and like what was my role in the band?
No, but like how did
I come to that? Yeah. So I was modeling down in Florida. I was signed to like 2 agencies. And then my agent hit my mom and was like, there's this band that's casting, apparently Randy Jackson is managing these boys and like they need a 5th. Do you want us to submit Sean? And my mom's like, yes, like absolutely. He loves to sing. He loves to dance. He loves to,
You were a Bieber guy.
I was a Bieber guy for sure.
I'm a huge Bieber guy. Huge Bieber guy.
Yeah, he's awesome. Big influence when I was like 15, 16, 17.
Nice.
So yeah, I got flown out when I was 15 years old. And like completed high school online and just like completely got taken out of like my normal life, which I feel like it like was destined to happen. It felt so natural for like where I was like even like in my school, I was just like the dancer singer kid. Like
now, did your parents push you to do the art stuff, or did you like find a passion to it as a young kid?
No, I definitely found a passion to it as like a young kid.
Nice.
Yeah, I just would, I don't know, I just would see like singing videos online and I'll try to like replicate them and I would try to just do my best and sing and, hit the notes. And I don't know, I just found a love for it at a young age. Bieber came out. That was a big, boom. And like, I was just like, oh, I want to tour. Like, yeah, like that looks awesome. I want to, I want to be in an arena with a bunch of people. And so I just started posting videos online and, my agent took those and submitted those and I got flown out 15 years old and I met all of what became like my brothers for like the next 2 years. We toured together, we lived together. It was like a real boy band.
So when you say toured together, what did that consist of? Where'd you guys go?
We went all around the country. Honestly, I can't even remember all the states. I was like Idaho, Tennessee, Minnesota. Yeah, like I mean it was like radio tour and then like we did some summer festivals. We did a couple shows with Fifth Harmony and like Troye Sivan and Ruth B back in the day. Like, yeah, I mean, we did everything like Teen Choice Awards, Radio Disney Music Awards. Yeah, like we were very much in the scene, in the cut.
I love that. I guess for the Bieber for you is kind of like Justin Timberlake for me. Like,
yeah, but we as a band though, because we were like a boy band. We were obsessed with Justin Timberlake, NSYNC, Backstreet. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm envisioning.
Yeah.
What's it like? What's it like putting random kids together to form a band? Like, do you need a certain cohesion? I'm picturing like a basketball team, right? Like you just get 5 guys, put them out there and they might not work together. And it's like, oh shit, they don't really know how to work together. Yeah.
So we went through just like a boot camp. It was really funny actually. For, what was it, like 6 or 9 months? Like we would get picked up. It was like a movie. It was like, it felt like Big Time Rush. That's what it felt like. Like legit. We would get picked up in the morning in a black Suburban. We had a driver. Like what? At 15, like that's rad. And we would go work out. We'd be on, like doing meal preps and on a strict diet. We had to like reply to like our fans. Because we started getting like an online presence like socially before we even like released music and stuff. So we'd start replying to like our fans at a certain hour, and then we would, go to media training and like it's just all this. It was all this random stuff like a boot camp, but for a boy band. So like
that's awesome.
just really honestly hilarious.
Did
But,
you enjoy it? Like, was it everything you kind of
I had a
wanted?
blast. Yeah. I mean, in the beginning, like you're learning everybody's personalities and like, whatever, you're clashing a little bit, but we got along and we became like brothers. Yeah.
I mean, it was 5 of you.
5 of us. Yeah.
So in that dynamic, does someone kind of become the alpha and then everybody else falls into place like other bands, or is it kind of even?
I mean, it inevitably happens.
Yeah.
But no, it's a 5-piece boy band, so everybody's a front man, everybody's a dancer. There's always the favorites, fan favorites. But, you have like Justin Timberlake, then you have like a Harry Styles.
I just put 2 and 2 together that Harry Styles was in One Direction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I guess I'm too old. And it's like, yeah, he was in One Direction. I was like,
Dude, what? You look like you're 26. What do you mean?
33.
Oh,
I think
let's go.
I feel like I just
good
missed
genes.
the cut.
Yeah. But yeah, I know Harry Styles was in 1D. And, but anyways.
1D, you should say that from now on.
1D, One Direction.
So go ahead.
No, it's just like really funny though, because yeah, like it inevitably happens, like where you'll have people be like, oh, I like him. Like, the fans are like, that's my favorite, so.
Who's in charge? Like, who do you, is it like the manager or who's
That
like,
was so crazy. That's a crazy question because we had like 3 different sets of managers. We had American managers. We had German managers. We had Russian managers. Sorry, 4. And then Indonesian managers.
Why?
Indonesian managers / investors.
Was it because certain band members were from those countries?
No, it was just like kind of broadly put together through a lot of different guys. And so it was just everybody thinks you're going to go like, we had like minor success. Nothing scratching the surface of like a One Direction or like, those types of bands. But so everybody thought that we're going to go big and generate $1 billion in the next 10 years, 15 years touring. And like, so you have all these managers that want to, they want to cut.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is, to be fully unravel the curtain a little bit. Like everybody just wants to cut.
Yeah.
I mean, we had dance instructors being like, yeah, we could manage them. And,
That is cool.
it's just funny because everybody wants to get a stake in the band.
Yeah, and like you said, who knows if you became the next One Direction? And it's like,
I mean,
oh,
that'd
well,
be
I
a
gotta
lot of
cut
money
that.
for those guys.
Right.
Yeah, but no, it did not happen. So
But still, even that scratching the surface success,
yeah.
compared to most of the world who tries to put a band together, you're in the top 1%.
Yeah,
So that's
no,
pretty cool.
100%. We would always say this, like going to tour rehearsals and stuff like that. We're like, we're the biggest 5-piece dancing boy band out right now. But then we're like,
That's awesome.
you were like, well, if One Direction started the dance, they'd take the gold. So.
What was the side of like getting all that female attention at such a young age? Because I feel like 15, you're in high school, right? And when I was 15 in high school, I was trying to navigate how to feel confident and like how to really interact with women. You guys are getting all these women DMing you, throwing themselves at you, and you're so young still.
Yeah.
How did you handle that? What was it like?
To be fully honest with you, like it's just weird because it's not something that typically happens. And you're just like you're not experiencing life, not going through that yet. So for me, this is what kind of, and I feel like I got off lucky. This is kind of what creates like this child Hollywood star syndrome, like where like they never kind of grow up because they always think that life is going to be like this, like amazing, like everybody's going after you because like from a young age you had that, And so I'm not going to lie, when things started to die down a little bit after the band, I was like still searching for that for a long time. And like, it's just really weird because at first it's like, it's super cool. But then if you don't end up continuing on with it, like you realize as you grow up, it's just like life's not this, hey, we're on tour and life's amazing type-esque, thing. Like kind of reality hits hard a little bit, but it was cool when it was happening. It's just like, to be fully honest, like that's like kind of, I feel like I try to explain that to a lot of people. They're like, oh, that must've been really cool. And like, like how is it now? And like, it's just, it's like night and day, like it's not always like that.
Yeah, I think you could relate to that a lot because he was a very successful Division I basketball player, and he always talks about the high he got from that.
Yeah,
and how it's tough to get back to that high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You chased this high that you once had.
Yeah, and I always say too, like finding something that I cared about as much as that. It took a long time, and I just did a lot of jobs and things that I was like, I didn't care as much. The people around me didn't care as much. So it was very hard to transition. And now I finally kind of found something working with Joe and on the app and doing all this stuff. It's like finally I found something that I want to actually, that I care about and I want to invest time into. So I can relate a little bit. Yeah. In that sense.
Yeah, absolutely. But it also gives you such perspective that things are possible, that if you do, you know what I mean? Like you can have a rerun of like that type of enjoyment and appreciation for life, maybe in a different scope of work or so on and so forth. But it's definitely just like, I mean, we're very lucky to have these types of highs at a young age, you know?
Absolutely.
It's like, I think it also gives you, like that perspective of just like anything's possible. And like, you know, that's a very unique situation, but I'm grateful for it. And it like definitely, oh my gosh, it presented so many opportunities for me that I wouldn't have today had I not gone through the boot camp and the band and doing all the cool stuff that we got to do at a young age.
Yeah, and I think what you said is exactly right. And something I always preach is like having a mindset and calcing your brain to know that it's possible. And then if it doesn't work out in one thing or one thing stops, still having that same mindset, knowing whatever you want to do next, that it could still be possible.
Yeah.
Because it's just a perception and knowing that if you put some effort into it, it's there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Were you, and I know you were young, so it's kind of weird, but like, were you okay like talking to girls at that age? Or was it like kind of like, holy shit, there's all these like girls clamoring to get to us? And was it like awkward and weird? Or were you ready for that? Or
I'm trying to just lower this a little bit.
Joel, get some help.
I should know how to work this, and I don't. I'm sorry.
your talent right now. You can't.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
And Joel gets some screen time. He loves that.
Hell yeah.
Those triceps in the under the light. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, can you repeat the question one more time?
Yeah. So yeah, were you okay with girls like before the boy band? Like, were you okay talking to them? Did you have any girlfriends, or was it like you were just thrown into this crazy life?
Yeah, no, I was just like so oblivious, to be honest with you. I was just like having a ball, and I didn't really think too much of like talking to girls. You know, if I liked a girl, I'd go after her. If I didn't, I didn't. And now I feel like as I've grown older, I've become so much more self-conscious about that. Just to be like fully honest, you know.
Yeah.
Like I'm not as careless and this and that. I'm like, you know, I've become a bit more calculated, as we all do when we grow up. But when I was in the band, it's definitely, oh dude, I just had ADHD off the wall. I was just like, I didn't care about anything. You know, I was just like having so much fun. It was great.
That's amazing.
It was great.
And I guess like opposite to girls, what about like friends? Like especially even when you were in the band at such a young age, but also as you're in LA doing really successful stuff, kind of having friends that are real friends that are actually happy with what you're doing, right? Because I feel like even as you get older and we see it, like you have a lot of friends who are quote unquote always there for you, but how many friends you actually have that are so excited when you succeed? And I feel like we need more of those. And I feel like a lot of people don't actually have friends who are just as excited for you as you are for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to find them. It's tough to find people that are like genuinely excited for like your success. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm proud of myself for this one. I've found a couple guys that, you know, I can truly count on, that through and through. I mean, they've gone through like my highs and lows with me all together, and like they're just solid dudes. They're happy when I'm happy. They're happy when I'm succeeding. And if I'm asking for advice, they give it, you know, and they care. And so I feel like I've done a good job at finding those people, but it's hard. It's hard.
Especially here. And I feel like
especially
if you
here.
Find that here, it makes being here so much better.
It does. I kind of have like multiple friend groups, and I kind of just bounce around, but they're all solid people. They care. It's something I definitely need. Because when I came out here too, I was 15. My mom was out here until I was 17. And then I went back home to Florida for a few months. And I had some deals with like my, with some managers out here that I met while I was in the band to come back out. But something that I definitely just cling to was searching for good friends, found them, and just, you know, we just kind of stuck by each other's side ever since. But, you know, since 17 being out here on my own, it's one of those things where like you definitely need community, and you need someone that you just need solid people, you know, it gets lonely quick.
Yeah. And I think what you said on the other side of it was like not only being there when things are going great and being genuinely happy for you, but as humans, we're not always going to be doing great, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do we have those people where we could be honest with them and say like, hey, I'm not really doing great, and I want to tell you and get your advice, like you said, and need you to be there for me. A lot of people here are so well, I don't want to say that, but a lot of people are superficial where they're like, oh, you have problems. I don't really want to deal with your problems. I have my own shit.
Right.
And just kind of push you to the side.
Yeah.
And I think having friends on both sides, being there for you when you're at your highest and your lowest is like the best.
Absolutely. And I have those guys, and I'm stoked about that. But yeah, it's definitely one of those things where everybody like also shout out to Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yeah.
But people definitely have that tendency to be like, oh, like, yeah, we care. But like when you go to them, it's like, everybody has their own shit they're dealing with. But
Exactly.
Not everybody's going to be perfect, but there's good people out there. So find them and cling to them and be there for them, when they need you.
Love that.
Yep. And we can start to transition out of the boy band stuff, but I know you spoke publicly about this before, but you had a relationship that you kind of had to keep private.
Yeah.
Right? How was that? Because I think that for us, like always talking about dating and relationships, that's really interesting.
Yeah, it was, I think you were talking about Jordan.
Yeah.
That was, it was so weird because like I'm in the band still. We even dated for a little bit after, but it's just, I was so trained. Like I could not have a girlfriend, and I had a girlfriend, like pretty much I was dating her like the whole time I was in the band. Like nobody knew. And
why is that? Is that because they want you to appear single? So
yeah, that was all
Which makes sense.
Media training and, advice from the guys that were, advising our managers and so on and so forth. They're like, yeah, no girlfriends. Like these men are single and they're ready to mingle.
these men.
Yeah.
These
Little boys. But yeah, we dated like pretty much the whole duration of the band, and it was just weird. It's just super weird. Like you have like that's what I'm trying to say. It's like I was still developing as a kid, so like to me like this shit's like normal, and then like I get older and I'm like, oh, it's not normal. It's very fucking weird.
Was she your age as well?
Yeah, I think we're about 16 at the time.
And she was cool with you just pretending you're single with all these girls fawning over you?
Oh, she loved it because she had a lot of boyfriends that would like, or not a lot of boyfriends, but like since then she's had a lot of boyfriends. I feel like that some good, some bad, use her for her following. And like, I feel like that's just, I don't know. That's a common thing you come across with influencers and social media. It's like, you got to very much just be aware of who's going to try to social climb and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And so to answer that question, she liked the fact that I didn't want to post with her and couldn't post with her because to her that's like, oh, he's genuine. He's not here because like he's like in a band doing this public thing and like he needs more followers and so on. Like it was just like kind of just like.
Oh, so she was more popular than you at the time?
Oh yeah, she had like 2 million followers at the time.
Is this someone?
I mean, she's not wasn't in my wheelhouse, but was she in a band also, or just,
no? She was like her own. She was like her own artist, influencer. She was kind of doing it all back then.
But you guys would do like not necessarily performances together, but appear in public and not pretend to not have
events would have like our band perform wherever we were, and then that same festival or whatever would have her come and perform.
What's her name? Who's the really famous Jordan?
Sparks?
Not Jordan Sparks.
No.
Okay. No, that's why I asked, because I didn't know.
Michael?
She's the only.
I should just say
was
yes.
it Michael?
She's the only thing that came to mind. I was like, oh, is it Jordan Sparks?
Yeah. No, not Jordan Sparks.
Okay.
You know what though? It's funny. I do think about that a lot, especially with the show Entourage, right? So like you live a life like that for like, I don't know, 8 seasons. And then you go back to normal life. I'm like, I wonder if that's like a letdown. And you're like in the show, you're like this huge Hollywood star. You live in this mansion. You have all this money.
Yeah.
And then, the guys all individually, I'm sure do pretty well, but like you're not that anymore. So I wonder if like they have the same kind of come down where it's like, shit, that life was so good on that show.
They probably had another season of Entourage on their own without it actually being filmed.
Probably, yeah.
After that show. But I'd be curious to see where they're at today.
Well, Adrian Grenier did just appear on a podcast, and I think he's kind of gone. Like
Is that the main guy? Sorry. I don't know.
Vince. Yeah. He's big into like the environment. He talked about he did like a 6 month semen retention thing.
What does that mean?
where you just don't ejaculate for 6 months.
Good on,
6 months.
Yeah.
good on
Was he
that, man.
angry?
And I looked it up. I was like, that's got to be impossible. Like, how can you not ejaculate for 6 months? And I think they did. I don't know if this is true. I Googled it, but they said like eventually you'll just pee it out. Like any semen that has to come out, you'll pee out. I don't know if that's true. So someone at home can fact check us.
This is ridiculous.
Send me a DM when you find out. But yeah,
That's
he's kind of gone
funny.
like a lot. Like, he's very much not like his character, and he's kind of. I think he's married and.
Well, watching him after Entourage or all those guys, whatever role they played, I was like, oh, it's not as cool as Entourage, and kind of just, and not poo-pooed the role, but I was like, eh.
right.
cool
I mean,
in
it's a
Entourage.
fantasy life, and you
Yeah.
know, but yeah, they're all doing well though. From
Yeah.
what I've seen. Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. Yeah, I mean that, especially that, like you just had like your life documented,
Right.
partying. That's fucking sick.
Love that.
Yeah.
So what qualities do you look for in somebody, like these days, like just in real life?
I was gonna joke and be like, you have to be super mean. I honestly, I'm trying to figure this one out. I just think someone that I can count on, which is like so vague, but just someone solid. Someone solid. I can't, like, I'm so done playing like the games, and
Yeah.
like when I don't want to have to, like, I work a lot. I don't have to worry about stupid shit, and there's just so much stupid shit that happens in this town, and people that come and go all the time, and like I want somebody that's like weathered a little bit, someone that understands that like you're gonna meet people that are very attractive or, you know, have a lot of money. That doesn't mean that you need, and then it might be enticing to want and pursue that, you know, because everybody here is searching for the best possible thing that they can get, you know. So I feel like
Exactly.
I've seen so many relationships come and go where like, dude, they're so happy, and the girl just let me not do that. The girl or the guy, because I've seen both. Something better comes along and they ruin something really good because they're not content with where they're at. And I feel like
Yeah.
They're off at Saddle Ranch 4 nights a week, fucking off.
Yeah, we see that with dating apps too, right? Like you come across someone's profile, you're really into it, but then you're like, well, there's another profile out there that's even better. So yeah, I think that's the mindset that a lot of people have now. We'll do a shout out to Capri Sun soon.
but yeah.
Yeah, and
Dating apps are oof.
well, we'll get into that too. But
Oh, I'm on them, by the way.
okay, that's good ammo for Steve. But being 23 in LA, with all these potential people around you, do you want to be in a relationship, or are you kind of like, I'm so focused on work that I don't want to even go down that road, and you're kind of just playing it casual right now?
I'm definitely, so where I'm at is, if something really good comes along, you gotta take advantage of that. You know,
Right.
You might not see the same sequence twice, so I feel like you have to go for it if it's what you want. You know, regardless of where you're at. You know, some people want to be more established or this or that or further along in their career. I get it, but I've come to the point where I'm like, no, if it comes across my direction, and not that I'm always just like waiting. You know, I'm searching for it lightly.
Right.
But yeah, if it's there, I'll definitely pursue it. Ideally, though, I think I'm still just waiting a little bit longer because I wanna make sure I'm super solid when it comes to, you know, being there for somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if I'm actually there right now.
See,
to be-
that's
to be full-
that's an amazing thing to say, because one thing that we always talk about is when people go through a breakup or they're looking for someone, are they actually in the position to be able to receive what they're looking for?
Yeah.
And for you to say that at 23 is pretty cool.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, we always talk
I
about.
mean, you're really like 45 though. The couple years in the boy band, that mentally you're there. Yeah.
And we were talking about the other day, I think a lot of people are looking for the perfect partner, right? Like, I want the perfect woman or the perfect man.
Yeah.
And then you look back and you're like, oh, well, that person I met a couple of years ago was actually pretty phenomenal. I haven't met anyone that comes close to that since.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, why not give that person a
Yeah.
chance to see what could happen?
Like the person that's kind of like always in front of you type thing. You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
I kind of feel the same way though. I always say I'm not looking, but I'm not looking, right? Like I don't need a relationship. I'm not like dying for one, but if I meet somebody, then we'll see what happens. We'll explore
Absolutely.
it.
I'm excited to get into some of this dating app stuff.
Yeah, well, I do want to hear. So you said you're looking for someone who's solid, right? What about any more like specific qualities? Like, because we talk about this a lot. We've had on experts who talk a lot about like people what they think they want, right? Certain height, a certain hair color, eye color. Like, none of that shit actually matters, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like people's tastes change a lot over the years, regardless of that being true or not.
Yeah.
But like, what are some other, you know, maybe core things like more character traits or morally anything that's really important to you?
Yeah, let me just think. I would like her to be. I'm so enthralled when people are like passionate about something and they're just pursuing it. I wanna have somebody that's like passionate about something. It'd be really cool to just see them like go after their dream, or like, you know, just in the midst of like doing something they love. That's one. Not that I'm not a couch potato myself sometimes, but you know, definitely want somebody that's like just like super outgoing, super passionate. Hopefully we can be passionate about the same things. She has to have an appreciation for music, because I still love music, man.
Okay.
Still love music. And honestly, I'm not necessarily fully done with it,
Okay.
but we'll get into that later.
Wow. Okay. I love that.
I mean, Backstreet Boys doing a tour right now, so you never know.
Not in like a band sense. Well, not in a boy band sense.
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
We'll talk about it. Yeah, this should be a good little segment.
All right.
But just somebody that, I don't know, just someone that like has been in LA for a little bit, understands it. I feel like newer people, regardless of how old you are, just get so like infatuated with it and don't see like the not like the traps, but like the pitfalls of like what happens.
I came to LA 3 years ago. I fell into that trap. Just like, oh, what is this? Everything looks amazing.
Which it is, but that passes very quickly. And you need solid people, and you need you gotta have a freaking reason, dude. You gotta have a freaking reason to be out here, because it's tough sometimes, you know.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I think the passion part of it is, we get that answer a lot, and I think it's the best answer. Yeah. Right? Just someone who's passionate about something. Yeah. And
because you just feel so alive when you're passionate. Like, that's like,
sure.
I just want to see my person like just like cry and love something, you know?
Yeah,
like that's just like cool. You know?
When you're passionate,
so
you're like pushing yourself to certain limits, and you're growing so much, and you have no idea to what extent what could happen with that passion. Yeah. So I think that's cool. And like, obviously you want to be super attracted to somebody at first, but then to see their personality, and if you want to have a family, and like morals and values and how they treat you, and it's like, if they're a big champion of you and they're passionate about what you're passionate, I think that's like the coolest thing.
That's so cool. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, and I'm a believer too, like in someone having something not more important than the relationship, but something else they're working on. That's where the passion comes in, right? Is having making the relationship the only thing, or the main thing. Like, it's obviously probably the most important thing, but having something, each person has something on their own that they can
100%. I'm a huge believer in two people that are completely whole, that don't need each other, deciding to come together and give each other like their time for hopefully a long time. You know, not people that like need each other and are clinging to each other, because I just feel like that's sometimes like a recipe for disaster. Not all the time, but from just what I've seen, you know? And I like the idea of being 100% and 100% to make 200%, not 50-50.
Love that.
You got to be 100% and 100%.
Yeah. I always say the similar thing, but I say 1 + 1 = 3. So you're even better when you come together, but you're both.
Yes.
Yeah. Same idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So what about the apps? What do you like about them? What do you hate about them?
Which apps are you on?
I'm actually only on the one.
Raya?
Yeah, Raya.
That's the general consensus of the guests we have in LA.
Yeah, it's Raya, baby. Oh, dude, I'm like grandfathered in on that app. I've been on it since I've been 18, and I have like my subscriptions for like $7, while everybody's is at like 20.
Wow.
So can you tell us the journey of Raya? Because we get experiences of people who were originally on it versus experience of people who are on it now, and they say it's a little different.
Oh, it's completely different. It's open to the public. Yeah. Still choosy, but most people get, I mean, like it's a 95% acceptance rate. Yeah. I used to see like Meghan Trainor on it, Madison Beer, Demi Lovato, Dua Lipa. Like, yeah, it's just crazy. It's like super weird.
And now, like, do you like the experience of kind of, because to me, I feel like Raya is for a certain group of people, right? It's like you're all in an industry.
Yeah, it's
And I feel like because my wife was on Raya before she met me, and we were talking about this a couple of days ago, and she was kind of saying it was good, but I just thought like you kind of see everybody that you kind of know, and I feel like people are on there to connect socially and not really like connect romantically.
Yeah, well, no, people are on there to connect romantically, but I can't say that it's become, it has become this thing of validation.
Okay.
I'm gonna like this person for validation, because when you see the like back, you're like, oh, well, cool, they like me. Like, it kind of just creates this thing like you're not gonna reach out to 22 people and that that you connected with this week.
Right.
It's just like it's cool to know that girl that I think is hot thinks I'm hot. So
you guys are just like us, but you're doing it with Dua Lipa and not some random chick from.
Well, it's not. It's definitely. I don't see celebrities like on it anymore because it's like been so broadly open to the public. Yeah, but back in the day, I would like all of them, by the way, just to see like if they'd like me back and know them like me back.
But I think what you said is the validation, right? And I feel
it's
like
just validation, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that's why what we tried to do was kind of create a segment of that world where it's not for validation, it's for like people that actually both want to go meet and see if something could happen. And I feel like with Raya, Hinge, Tinder, and Bumble, they're great, but I think a lot of people are just on there for that reason of like, oh, I got 25 likes today.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Let's see how many I get tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's that type of thing where it's just, it's weird, yeah, because you just see like all of LA too. It's just like it's.
But then if you do see someone you like, is it harder on Raya because you're that much more excited for the next day to be like, maybe I do see a Megan Trainor, maybe I do see Megan Fox or someone like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always just curious to see if I'm gonna actually meet somebody that I mean, and I've met like maybe 3 Raya connections, like actually in person. Very cool, very chill. Honestly, talk to all of them till this day, just like as friends. Like I see them out. It's a great. I think it's honestly a great app. Like I'm not on Tinder and Hinge and all those other ones, but it's definitely nice to honestly meet people on. Seriously, like you meet a lot of people. Like you'll like this person, and then 2 days later you'll see them out. And you're like, hey, like you'll make whatever if your funny way of saying it in, but you're just saying like we connected on Raya or whatever. It's just it's funny. And it's a nice tool to meet a lot of people, network, so on and so forth. Like I've met people that I've done business with, and just it's one of those things.
Yeah, and I think it's so interesting the fact that you said you did meet 3 people and you still talk to them to this day.
Yeah, like very normal, very cool people.
Yeah, same thing for me when I was using apps. The people that I did go meet for an actual date, just because we didn't connect, I still actually liked them as a person, and I either became friends with them or I helped them with something in business or they helped me.
Yeah.
And it was just like getting out and meeting people just in general. You just never know what that encounter can turn into. And I
Absolutely.
love that.
And I feel like that's what Raya breaks the stigma of. It's like, it's not this like Tinder. Obviously, you're not going to go do business with somebody on Tinder. And if you do, that's fucking crazy.
Good story. Business started on Tinder.
Yeah. Right. Honestly. Yeah. And it's like Omegle. You're like, you're going through Omegle. But you just, Raya does a good job at introducing a lot of people that would casually meet in a bar anyways, if they're not on the app.
Yeah, and I feel like Soho House does a good job of that too.
Exactly.
I love going to Soho House because whoever I'm sitting around is usually working on something really cool. And if I strike up a conversation with them, it's like, oh, how could I help you in a genuine way? And like, what are you doing? Can we help each other?
Yeah.
And I think like they curate a really cool atmosphere there as well.
I agree. I feel like Raya is the Soho of dating apps.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's a new app that's called Victoria or something. And their slogan is the Soho of dating apps.
It's called Victoria?
Victoria or Victorian or something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think it's pretty new, but I see it.
Are they allowed to say that? As like a tag?
Is it Soho's dating app?
No. Soho has essentially a dating app.
Do they really?
Well, because like if you go into Soho, you could put that you're live and you could see everybody else who's live, and it does have like a bio and like if you're single or not.
That's sick.
Yeah,
I like that.
And then Equinox for April Fools created a whole dating app, and like they pushed it out, and it looked sick. I was like, wow, this is awesome. Like they're gonna destroy everybody. And then it was like, no, April Fools, and I was like, oh wow, yeah.
Jeez, that's funny. I want to check out I mean, just for shits, like I want to see like what it's about.
Yeah, I think it's pretty new, but
Victorian or
Victoria.
Victoria.
I'll send it to you after.
That's funny. That's
So what are you
funny.
doing now that I know you, like we said earlier, you're transitioning into more of the production side of things, right?
Yeah. Last year I hopped into production and kind of just got like infatuated with it and started producing. And so I started like my own production company, and we're just taking on, you know, projects. We're fairly new and figuring out like what our niche is going to be. But yeah, I like mainly produce now.
And you
So-
said it's like social media stuff? Or it's
Yeah,
like
anywhere
music, everything?
anywhere from social to short films, branded content, commercial. Yeah.
That's
so,
awesome. And I
kinda-
feel like the short films and the branded content and social media are like one big thing now. So that's great that you
Yeah,
guys
it's
tackle it
just
all.
there's just always work. There's always things that need to be shot, you know? And
Yeah.
so, especially in social, like a lot of influencers need content. A
And
lot
good
of
content.
and
because
good
there's a huge
content, quality
difference.
content. Yeah. So, you know, yeah, I mean, there's like, you know, you can do shows for influencers, and like, you know, there's like there's you can get creative with it. But yeah, I just really like producing in general, and I'm just figuring out like what our niche is. It's called Good Morning, by the way.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you could talk to us because
Yeah.
we're thinking about doing some more on the street content and kind of
Yeah.
like a series, a gamified series.
Okay.
But yeah, we're always looking to
Oh, absolutely.
see what's out
Yeah.
there.
Do you have any favorite things that exist on the internet, like content wise, that you are like, oh shit, I would love to do something like that, or that's such a good idea? Like we always talk about Hot Ones. I think is one of the most.
Oh,
genius
Hot Ones is a
shows.
good one.
Yeah.
I actually he came to a social media house that I happened to be at back in 2020, and he did like a challenge with us. That shit was hot as fuck.
Oh, we did a Hot Ones challenge. with you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
sick.
Dude, that shit was insane. Insane. Guy's ridiculous. Tim Sean, yeah. But I don't know. I just like hype type posts and like cool graphics and stuff like that. And so like I'm trying to figure out how to integrate myself into that world and produce more shoots like that. Like I like high sobriety and like I don't know. Just like
What's hype type post? What do you mean exactly?
how do you even describe it?
Like motivational stuff? Like,
No,
okay.
hype. Like, I feel like Good Morning, like my company could do some Supreme type shit, and Supreme is considered like a hype beast type of brand, and so in line with those kinds of brands, you know, like
Okay,
the
gotcha.
hype aspect of Nike and like Adidas and stuff like that. Like I want to get integrated in that world, and just figure out like where we stand, like what we can do for them, you know.
That's awesome.
But that's like kind of where I see the angle going. And I feel like the social projects and so on and so forth kind of entertain just smaller caliber stuff to where we can, you know, because you like stay afloat and, you know, be profitable. But I want like dream projects. I want to work with like, oh, it'd be cool to do like Adidas stuff and like
Yeah.
Nike and stuff like
Did you
that.
see the movie Air?
No, I did
I
not.
saw it 2 nights
I did
ago.
not.
It's good.
Oh,
Really good.
it just came out, huh?
Came out about a month ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to check it
I
out.
think it just came out on. I think it just came out on streaming. But I think, did you see Kanye opened up an office on Melrose right next to Adidas?
I did. I didn't see it in
Yeah.
person, but I saw the post about it.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Somewhere on Melrose, right here, right over
Where's
here.
Adidas?
Somewhere in Melrose.
I honestly don't know where it's at on Melrose either, but that's
Not like a
That's-
headquarters, but like a store. I
yeah,
think.
that's hilarious. Yeah, he's
wow.
Your dad, he was a stuntman. Is
Yeah.
that right?
yeah,
And I know he was on Too Fast, Too Furious, which is
yeah. You
fucking
guys
awesome.
did your research. Holy
Um,
shit!
But did that like influence you at all, or are there any stunts that you would do for, you know, what's the craziest thing that you would do to make some content?
Or a stunt for a woman.
Yeah, that too.
A stunt
The
for a
love, the
woman,
love of your
Yeah.
life. Like, would you scale a building if she lived on like
Build
the?
a
dude. I don't
soapbox
know. I'm
outside her
scared of
window?
heights, which is also why I skydived and I hated it.
Same.
But it didn't,
Yeah.
did it conquer your fear or no?
No, I hated it. I got down. I was like, thank God. I'm like, what am I thinking?
And then my friends would be like, you want to do it again? I'm like, I'm never.
I'm like,
doing that
never.
again.
No, I don't want to do that again. But it was pretty dope. What would I do? I mean, I'll scale a building for the love of my life, 100%. I'd have to be probably forced to do it. But no, I mean, I've seen my dad do some crazy shit. Like he had to fall into his back onto like maybe like a 10 by 10 massive like beanbag from like 40 feet in the air, and like that could have just gone terribly wrong. And you know, he had the balls to do that, and I don't know, he's flipped cars and been in explosions. He was in my favorite movie, Too Fast, Too Furious. He was a cop in that. And
but you were able to live in Florida, or did he live out here? Like, how did he?
No, so my whole family's back in Florida. Yeah, I was born and raised in Florida, but
like even working in that industry, like he was able to live there.
Yeah, he did it out of Miami back when
okay.
he was doing like Miami Vice when that came out, Burn Notice. These were all Miami shot.
Burn Notice, wow.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that was a big project for him. Yeah. Well, he played Versace, and in like the Versace series that came out, or no, yeah, Gianni Versace, right?
Yeah.
He played Versace, and he was a stuntman that when he got shot. That was my dad. I was watching it too in bed, and I was like, is that my dad? And I called him. I'm like, did you double for Gianni Versace? He's like, yeah. He's like, that was like 2 years ago. I'm like, what the
That's
fuck?
hilarious.
I'm like,
we had what's her name's husband? Jeff is a stuntman.
Oh yeah.
Jen Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, our friend's husband was a stuntman for Deadpool. And I think
oh, no way.
he then turned that into a production company. So I'm sure they know each other.
Very cool.
Yeah, I don't know his last. It's probably
It's
Jeff
I
Wolf.
think it's Wolf. Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff Wolf.
Damn.
Now, outside of the skydiving, and that was more to try to conquer fear, I guess.
Yeah,
are
that was just
you-
straight up like, I didn't tell my mom, I didn't tell anybody, but I put my sister in like a bad position. I'm like, hey, I'm going skydiving right now. You're not telling anybody anything. She's like, why would you tell me that? Just tell me that like after you did it. I'm like,
You should like clear my hard drive
because
if I die.
I'm like, you got to know where I'm at just in case shit goes south.
Literally.
Real south.
Are you an adrenaline junkie like outside of that? Like,
I was for a moment, and then like I was like, okay, I can't do certain shit that I really want to do. Like, dude, I fucked up my body. I jumped off of like the Malibu Dam. It's 75 feet tall. My buddy got airlifted, Cameron.
Oh shit!
Do you guys know Cameron Dallas by chance?
I know of
From back
him,
in the day? Yeah.
He's like the
So-
original fucking
Yeah,
social media dude.
So like me, Cam, and my buddy Derek and my buddy Jesse, we all went to Malibu Dam. We jumped off this massive cliff jump waterfall thing, and Derek went first. He dislocated his shoulder. Cameron went second. He dislocated his shoulder.
Wait.
Wait,
so
How much
I
time?
have questions.
How
too.
much time was in between these jumps?
Very few seconds.
So no one knew that he didn't jump knowing that he got
No.
hurt.
Everybody knew. This is You're probably like, what the fuck? Why would you jump?
It's like the third guy dies, and the fourth guy's like, well,
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
to try it too.
So Derek jumps. He's like, I think I dislocated my shoulder. And he's like, oh, it snapped back in place. No, we're good. And then Cameron's like, should I jump? And he's like, no. And he's like, I'm going to do it. He's like, okay. So he jumps. Cameron jumps, dislocates his shoulder. And Cameron just instantly like, I dislocated my shoulder. He's like, oh, fuck. He's like, oh.
We think jump like this?
Yeah, he like landed like that.
Oh god.
And I guess when he went up,
Was it still water or was it moving?
Oh, it
'Cause
was still water.
Oh, that's
Very dumb. We didn't even depth check or anything. But we had these people walk by. They're like, oh yeah, we just jumped right there. You're good. You're good. We just jumped it like 30 minutes ago. They're like, it's deep right there. So Derek's just, I'm like, I'm not going first. Derek, if you want to go first, I'll go after you. Cause like we're all just like, should we do it? And I'm like, I'm not going first, but I'll do it. Derek's like, all right, I'll do it. So he dislocates his shit. Cameron dislocates his shoulder, and then I'm like, all right, noted. Don't jump like this, but jump.
And you jumped.
And I jumped.
Well, I was gonna say our producer who does the show is my cousin Joey.
Yeah.
And they lived in the Poconos, and they're like very like rough and tough guys. And you give me that vibe of just like being on a dirt bike and flipping over.
Oh,
and
dude,
then
I was on
jumping
a-
into the dam.
I was on a dirt bike this past weekend.
Yeah, then you give me a strong vibe of that. He's gonna appreciate this.
Yeah. Hey, let's go. But yeah, I jumped, dude, and like my lower left back just did something weird, and I have got these like ripples on my back ever since I was 19. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, like so that was like my adrenaline junkie phase. I was all about it. I'm like, whatever we could possibly do. I was jumping crazy cliffs that I could have really got hurt on, and
he got airlifted, Cameron?
Cameron got airlifted.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was like they were like, give us your coordinates. Like, we don't know our coordinates. We're at the Malibu Dam. They're like, cool. We pick up people here. I think they said twice a week or something like that.
Wow.
Like, there's so many people that get hurt there. So long story short, 5 minutes later, we just hear this chopper, and it's like in like his dome of like surrounding rocks. It was loud as hell, you know, and there just came airlifted Cameron.
That's
He
why
probably
those
made
helicopters are
like $1
always
million
going.
off that content or something. He's just probably sold. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, he it was funny though. It was back in the day, just
Oh,
stupid
man.
shit. He didn't. I feel bad. He didn't want to jump in the first place. We're all like, come on, dude, we do it all the time. We never jumped that one though. We jumped like the 40-footer.
I think the still water makes it so much worse too.
Oh, it was painful.
Yeah, I jumped one time. It was probably only like 50 feet, but it like my I don't even know how to describe it, but like my ass cheeks just like split apart on impact.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, it
story.
hurt so much, and I shed blood for like 3 days, and it was bad.
Fuck.
Yeah, something happened internally. And it
Yeah.
was,
Note that 36 feet and above, you can become paralyzed.
really,
Oh, wow.
Yes, 36 feet and above. So,
or
I don't know why it's
2
36
feet if there's this much water in there. You never know.
or that.
Yeah.
Or that.
Wow, that's intense. Okay, so you got your adrenaline phase kind of out of your system.
Yeah, I want to take care of my body. I'm
Yeah.
like, I got this thing for a whole lifetime. I got to take care of. So I might as well start taking care of it now. Should have started a little sooner. But yeah. What about you guys? Do you guys? I don't know. Do you jump?
Bro, I don't even play basketball these days because I don't want to fuck up my
Yeah,
Achilles or
Jonathan
something.
always asks, let's play basketball, and I'm the same way. So I snapped my tib fib, right? So I snapped my leg in half playing basketball, and since then it's not the same. And then my shoulder doesn't work. So now at 33, I'm like, fuck. I'll hike, I'll do running.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
And then just go to the gym.
Do you guys meditate?
No, but
But I feel like meditate's a loose word because
Yeah, it is a loose word. I'm just getting into it, and I want to.
yeah, I feel like when I go on a hike, to me that's meditating. I'm just like absorbing the nature and thinking about what I have to think about and kind of resetting. But I feel like that's meditating to me.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I feel like I think about life in a meditative way almost every day. So
Really?
yeah, like I'm not sitting there like this because I have ADHD, like up the ass, and so I'm just more so like, I don't know, like I just think about things in a meditative way. Like I just try to calm my mind as much as possible. Like I'm reading Eckhart Tolle's
A New
Hello.
Earth or
The Power of Now.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Jesus.
Check it out.
But I
What
don't
were you
know.
gonna say
um
about meditating?
yeah, similar to you. Like I walk a lot, and that's when I
Yeah.
walk. I mean, I actually think walks and showers are the two best things. Like in
Mhm.
terms of like clearing my head, and that's when I usually have like a little breakthrough of
Yeah.
something that I've been stuck on for a couple days, or just something random pops into my
Yeah.
head. So
Yeah.
I definitely have a lot of trouble turning off my brain.
Yeah.
So those two things help a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I don't want to sit still and meditate.
Yeah, I feel that.
And maybe I should. I know the saying is like if you don't have 10 minutes to meditate, you need an hour.
Yeah.
So that's probably like the
that's-
story
yeah,
of my
that's
life.
true.
but yeah.
And I feel like it's becoming more normal because my brother back home, he's not like into
Yeah.
this shit at all, but he's very much about health
Yeah.
from a physical standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And he brought up meditation to me, and I was shocked coming from him. But it seems like it's becoming prioritized by a lot of people because it does help.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm just so like, I don't know. As I've grown older, I just things become less noisy, and like you just want to figure out how to be balanced. I feel like
Yeah.
life's so crazy, especially in LA, and I'm like, how can I just be balanced? I want to
Yeah.
be balanced. I want to achieve this place of just like kind of not needing anything.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's
You
funny
know?
you say that. So I was just watching one of these sports shows, and Katino Mobley was on, and they were talking about how life's so chaotic. So he has his kids listen to classical music when he drives them to school, and he does that because he wants them to be centered, because he knows once they're with the other kids, life's going to be so chaotic. So he wants to get them used to a life of non-chaos versus chaos and how to balance it.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
I like that.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
I really like that. Yeah.
Right.
So your mom is from Switzerland, right? And I know you've been there a bit. Is there anything from the Swiss culture that you really like anything really cool, or anything you've taken from there that you've brought back to normal life? Anything that sticks out?
Yeah, just I think for me it's more so like, well, my mom was born in Italy. We're Italian, and then she moved to Switzerland when she was 8. So it's really cool. I have like 3 passports because
Oh,
of
you
that.
do?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Mom. That's rad. But yeah, I spent most of like my childhood whenever I'd be in Europe, in Switzerland. So yeah, not Italy, but Switzerland's definitely, yeah, man, it's beautiful. I don't know. There's something about, I don't even like how to describe it. It's just, I was so lucky to be able to experience a different culture at a young age and to know that this isn't just everything, that there's so much out in the world.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what got me thinking about it, because we're talking about the chaotic life over here, and I feel like there's so many places you can go in Europe where it's like, oh wow, not everyone is frantic all the time and driving around like a maniac.
Yeah, there's just different demeanor over there. You know, people are so, I don't know, dude. I mean, I just want to learn from places like that. Like, how do you guys live so long? How do you guys?
They don't get poisoned by the food like we do.
Yeah, it's just, there's so many factors that go into it. You know,
Italy has the most blue zones too. Like the most people who live over the age of 100. So I feel like it's that region over there where they're just doing it right. And it's interesting because I feel like, especially in America, like I wish a lot of people did experience more, because like you said, right, people think what they know and what they're surrounded by is the end all be all. But just if you just get out of that initial group or barrier or region and understand more cultures and understand more views of life, it kind of helps you see that there's so many different things out there. And I feel like a lot of people don't have the means to do it or just don't care enough to do it. And I feel like they should, because they're going to be opened up to so much more.
Yeah. I mean, some people just unfortunately don't experience it at a young age, and they have to just like prioritize it, make enough money to go on vacation and experience other cultures. But it's, once you do, I mean, that's why traveling, it changes your life, you know. It really does. It really does. It gives you such perspective, and it shows you how beautiful the world is and how beautiful people are. And it just gets you interested in more, how to make life more grand, better, how to get the best out of life, I feel like, especially just like when you're in Europe, when you're in, you know, I don't know, I've been to many different places. It's just like a different type of outlook on life, and I appreciate that so much, because I feel like we just lose it, especially here in LA, so much. I don't know, it depends on the people you hang around. But.
Yeah, and I think going there, you tangibly see how big the world is, right? And how, in a way, insignificant your problems are and you are.
Yeah.
And it's like, it makes you appreciate everything more. It's like, oh, LA's not the end all be all. America's not the end all be all. Like, there's a whole world out there. And once you like pull that curtain back, I think you appreciate everything more.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to be able to hopefully one day live part-time in Switzerland or Italy. Like that'd be,
I think everybody does.
Yeah, that'd be, yeah, I really want to. I don't know. I just like I want to go back to like my roots as like a kid, just someone that was able to see the world and get out and, you know, just so on and so forth. But yeah.
Do you speak any Italian?
I don't. Okay. It's a disgrace.
That's all right.
I know. I'm trying my best. Trying my best.
That's all
right. Okay, so let's say you go and you make this music comeback, right? Potentially.
Yeah.
I've heard you say that you would love to collaborate with the likes of Lil Uzi, Big Sean, Chris Brown, Coldplay. Is there a new number one that you would come back?
Yeah, this is like, that was like R&B me when I wanted.
Yeah, what phase are you in now?
Dude, I love The Fray, The Script, Coldplay. Nice. But I don't know, when it comes to having like a feature, it's tough. It's very, very tough for me.
All right, what about this? You're at any concert in the world and they pull you're the random person they pull on stage to sing the song with them. What would you want to do? What concert would it be?
Shit.
What song would it be?
I feel like,
I mean, being at a Coldplay concert.
Are you gonna do a
would be
Marry,
fucking
Fuck, Kill with
sick.
this?
I could try to come up
I feel
with
like it's a good one.
Okay.
Not yet. We'll get into it.
I'm trying to think.
Performing at a Coldplay show would be insane.
Oh, it'd be Everglow.
Oh, wow.
It'd be Everglow by Chris Martin from Coldplay.
Yeah.
Because he plays it solo on the stage, and he actually has people come up and play it sometimes. And I think that'd be so fucking sick, because I learned that song and played it like a million times in a duration of like 2 years.
Wow.
Love that. No, that's awesome. All right, I want to ask you. I have my top 3 artists,
Yes.
and I want you to be brutally honest with me.
Okay.
And be like, dude, you gotta.
Oh, I think you're
get out
gonna
of the
love him.
box.
I think he's gonna love him.
Yeah. So like, I'm not musically inclined at all. I don't have a depth knowledge of it, but I really like these 3 people. So first is Bieber.
Yes.
Second is Taylor Swift.
Okay.
And third is Drake. And like,
Okay.
that's my kind of end all be all in the music world.
Okay.
Is that okay? I feel like I'm basic white bitch.
Why? Okay. Why? I want to know why you like Bieber, why you like Taylor, and why you like Drake. Because
Okay.
the reasons
I'll start with
have
Drake.
to be valid.
So I like Drake because I like the motivational kind of hip hop energy. Like
Yeah.
if I'm working out or if I'm like trying to get motivated, he's got a lot of great songs that I really like.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift when I'm in my feels.
Yeah.
Like she's got all the feel songs. Like if I'm upset, I'm like, okay, I'm putting some T Swift on. She'll make me feel better. And then I feel like I love the transition of how Bieber went from being like, you know, a little
Little
band
Bieber
kinda
boy,
guy
yeah.
into like actually getting better and better as he gets older with music.
Yeah.
And I feel like his swag I really like.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
his
yeah.
music, like I walk around this with the swag of Bieber music.
Yeah.
So that's why
Valid.
I don't know.
Valid. My only correction would be if you're looking to go for somebody that's gonna put you in your feels, go to Bon Iver.
To what?
Bon Iver.
That's an artist?
You know Bon Iver?
Yeah.
Good man.
He's way better at it than me.
You gotta can I play?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that
play
for
it.
copyright reasons. Okay. Bon Iver, bro. If you're in your feels, I don't know if I have service in here.
I'll see what I can
You know
pull
who
up too.
King Princess is?
Here we go. I don't.
She's another one I go on my feels with.
You know the song.
Not yet. I love this feature of the podcast, though. We haven't had this yet.
So good, dude. This will
The
put
words?
yeah.
I want to hear the words.
So good. Oh, I just dropped my phone.
I thought this was gonna go somewhere else. I've never heard this, but it sounds amazing.
Dude. Oh.
What is it? Is it Roslyn or Rosalind? I don't know.
Rosalind.
Rosalind.
How do you spell it?
ROSYLN.
That's the band or that's the
No, Bon Iver, or Bon Iver. People, depends on whoever. BONIVER.
Okay. All right. I'm adding that to my list.
Bon Iver, Novo Amor. If you're looking for like feels songs, dude, wow.
Okay. See, that's why I ask.
But I love the selection of artists.
Okay, cool.
I love all of them for different reasons. Love all of
I
them.
get made fun of sometimes when I bring it up, but I'm glad that someone who has musical knowledge is saying that it's okay.
Yeah. Dude, like Drake is so consistent and, in my own opinion, very original and can actually just like rap really well. You know? Like,
yeah, and I feel like with someone like me who doesn't really understand rap or dive too deep into it, he simplifies R&B and rap so much for people like me who are like, oh, I actually like this song, and I actually, not that I could relate to any songs or anything. But it's like, oh, I really like this. This is really cool.
yeah.
You know?
I also love his analogies on like all
Yes.
the songs and stuff, and like, so yeah, they're great.
And he's always got great collabs too.
Oh, dude, yeah.
This is
He
my
just
favorite, by the way.
Yeah.
But he's featured on it. But do you know that one? Friends?
Friends. No, I don't.
So
I gotta
good.
play it for a second.
Yeah, I think I'm on silent. Anyway,
Should we do rapid fire to the music?
we might have
I
to.
think that'd be good.
Anyway,
So I know this. I know
okay,
this.
so I feel like I've heard you said your favorite. So Joe will like this too, I think. Talking about heroes, right?
Yes.
And I know you've said that your hero, and this is from Matthew McConaughey,
Yeah.
right, is you in 10 years.
Yeah.
Right? Do you still, because you're always trying to chase that better version, do you still feel that way? And Joe, I feel like that's something you might like as well. I don't know if you've heard that one or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll let you answer first.
Like is Matthew McConaughey my hero, or is that saying?
That's saying.
Or,
Do you still,
yeah. Okay.
Is that like something you think about often, or is
every fucking day?
you do?
Dude.
Okay.
Every day. Not necessarily the quote, but just the philosophy of how can I become better, and to be able to like watch that transition happen is really neat. You have this idea in your head about who you want to be when you're 30, when you're 40, when you're 20, and you're 10 years old, and it's like you just look back and you're like, wow, I did everything I wanted to do, and it's not even that crazy because it's already done. It's just, like it manifested, and it's just, I think that's really cool to just look back on. I'm very, very deep, very philosophical, and like the changes of life, and to be able to see one turn into who they once dreamt to be is, I think, one of the most profound things, and so it's just something very cool to witness and experience and do yourself.
That's amazing. Yeah, like Steve knows all that stuff really hits home with me just because I'm really passionate about it.
Mm-hmm.
And like last night I was watching the Conor McGregor series.
Oh, hers very
wait,
good.
It's really good.
Conor McGregor Forever?
Yes.
I was watching it too.
Oh my God.
It was
he
great.
said just a lot of things about how people say it's 90% physical or 10% mental, or it's 90% mental and 10% physical. And he was just like, life is 100% mental. It really is.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, if you want to be a UFC fighter, you have to have some physical attributes.
Of course.
But the gaps between the people are probably all the same. And it's just the person with the mentality is going to succeed the most. And that question specifically, one thing that's big for me is like when people talk about their birthday, right, or their age, as you get in your 30s, people are like, oh, I'm 33, I'm 34, I'm getting old. And like they say it in a depressing way.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll say, like, how do you feel? You're 33. And I say, dead honest, each year that I live on Earth is a better year than the previous year. And everything I learn and experience, I kind of take that into the next year.
Yeah.
And it just excites me. Like, I'm not scared of age. I'm not scared to get old. And kind of like you, I'm just so excited to see what the next year, the next 5 years, the next 10 years is going to be. And I think if you have that mentality, like, you could literally do anything and no one could stop you. And it just makes you so happy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm 33. I don't care at all. I'm not like, I wish I was 25. I wish I was 18. Oh, 40's coming up. It's like, no, how is 33 compared to 32? 32 was great.
Yeah.
33 is going to be amazing. 34 is going to be more amazing. And if each year keeps getting amazing, when I'm 40, the world's just going to be my oyster. And I that's how I see it. So like stuff like that, I'm so passionate about.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, yeah, you think about it. It is mental. Like, imagine if a Conor McGregor didn't believe in himself. He would have a complete. It doesn't matter how good he was physically. The reason he was able to do what he was able to do is because he just believed in himself, and so much, like something we've never seen before, like delusionally believed in himself. But
that's the thing.
But he did like things that you could never do if you did not believe that.
And I think that's the key word, is like, you're delusional in a good way.
Yeah,
like, people think you're
in a good way.
People think you're delusional, and it's like, yeah, I am, because you have to be. And it's like Kobe Bryant, right? Like, Kobe Bryant, skill-wise, he was probably the same or a little better than the best NBA players.
Yeah.
But his mentality, nobody had that mentality.
Nobody touched it. Yeah.
He worked 20 hours a day on how to be a better basketball player, and his mind was like, I am the best. I'm going to be the best. And he became way better than everybody else. And I think that's how everybody else who's great thinks.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the universe reflects back to you what you give it and what you believe about yourself. And yeah, I mean, I'll be fully honest too. Like, it's like, there's so many moments where I'm not always in that belief, or I'm not always necessarily believing that thing that I, once said, but those are seasons and life happens. And I just feel like it's important to make that known that it's not always going to be fantastic. But to just overall have this like common denominator of, but it's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Things are great and life is a gift. And you just, I don't know. I've been getting a lot of perspective lately, and I very much have that mentality still, but it's there's tough days sometimes,
For sure,
tough.
because there's going to be tough days because we're pushing ourselves to limits that
Yeah.
most people don't want to push themselves
Right.
to. And if you don't have a tough day, then that means the journey you're on is kind of a little too easy,
Yeah.
and you're not working as hard as you should be. And I think
Absolutely.
having those tough days
Yeah.
are good.
Gives you perspective and gives you more strength when you can make it through them. Yeah. But you gotta have belief in yourself, man. You gotta go after what it is you love. I feel like that. I'm becoming a firm believer in that.
Love that. You were already really high in my book, but after this couple of minutes, you're up. You're really up
appreciate
there,
it, bro. Yeah, no, you gotta believe in yourself, dude. And I don't know. Yeah, everybody's going through something. You gotta just root each other on, and you gotta be able to see past where you're at, because the hero is there and he is waiting for you in 10 years. You just got to become it. You got to have enough strength to just endure, fall in love with the process, as you guys know. So I've been trying to focus on that.
Love that.
I've been trying to focus on that.
That's awesome. Well, let's bring it to our speed round hot seat interrogation.
Let's
brought
do
to
it.
us today by Capri Sun,
Why Capri Sun?
Sean's drink of choice.
I love the idea of like, this is kind of like what falls into like Good Morning too. It's just like an adult playground. I just like the idea of like an adult playground type thing. And like, I don't know, I might be a grown man, but fuck, I love Capri Suns.
No, I love it. When the guest gives us their drink of choice, it's very random. This one's awesome because as I grew up in the 90s, I'm a 90s baby. I follow 90s Instagram pages.
Yeah.
And this reminds me of the 90s so much that I just so happy with your choice.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's hit some questions. What's the best thing that happened to you today?
What's the best thing that happened to me today? There's two. Can I say two?
Yeah.
I had a really good meeting this morning with the director that I've worked with in the past, and I had some kick-ass tacos at Tacos Tu Madre.
Nice. Shout out Tacos Tu Madre.
Love that.
Happy hour, dude. They're $1 a piece.
Where's Tacos Tu Madre?
Right on Santa Monica in like West Hollywood.
Okay.
Dude.
Check it out.
Yes. Like full blown meals for like $7.
Okay. Love that.
Great.
That's dope. Taco Thursday.
Yeah.
What's the best compliment you've ever received?
Oh. I don't know. I've heard from multiple people that like I guess I radiate some sort of
I feel it.
thing. I don't know, some light. I don't know. That's weird to say from yourself, but like I like to believe that. That's cool. Yeah. And I try to be like that. I try to lighten up the room a little bit, just see it for what it is and ease things up.
Love that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Favorite date spot?
Tu Madre.
Number 2. La Poubelle.
What's it called?
La Poubelle. That's in Franklin Village. It's like it's a French bistro.
Okay. Classy guy over here. Favorite romantic comedy?
Favorite romantic comedy. Oh shit. I don't know. I'm just gonna say, dude, there's like 4 of them. I can't think of any of the names.
Who's in them?
I think Ashton Kutcher. Is
No
it
strings
Valentine's Day?
attached. There's Valentine's Day. There's no strings attached.
Yeah.
Might be Valentine's Day.
It might be Valentine's Day.
Jonathan's in Valentine's Day. Shout out to Jonathan.
Is he really?
Yeah. He plays the bully kid on the soccer team.
Is he really?
Yeah, check it out. It's so funny.
I have another friend that was in it. I think
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, right. I'm literally no. What's his fucking name? Jeez, dude, this is bad.
What role did he play?
I haven't seen it in years. What something Jenkins? Why can't I think of his first name? Oh my gosh, do you see it?
I'll look it up.
Why am I forgetting his first name?
A movie that made you cry. Carter Jenkins.
Carter Jenkins. What? I'm sorry, Carter, if you're watching this. Soul Surfer when I was young.
Ooh.
That shit made me cry like a little girl. And then I watched it back a couple years later. I'm like, huh?
I do feel like that's probably the most like accurate depiction of what a shark attack is actually like.
Yeah, they did a
right? 'Cause
great
there's
job.
there's no like music, there's no build
No.
up. She's just paddling along, and the shark just bites off her arm and goes away.
I like how multiple times throughout the movie, especially in the beginning to middle, they showed like you thought she was gonna get attacked, and then like she didn't get attacked for like 3 different of those types of shots.
Yeah,
You know, they kept making you think like, is this the scene? Is this the scene? And then it comes out of nowhere.
really good.
I like it. Yeah.
Most played song on your Spotify all time.
Most played song. Is there a way to check that?
I don't think so. Maybe only on the year-end review. And while we're at it, Go To Karaoke Song will be the next one. So if you know that one.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be in the shallow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I love that karaoke song.
That's a good one.
What's the name of it?
Is it Shallow? Yeah.
Is it just Shallow?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shallow. I don't know. So what I do here is I will just like some songs and I'll get fixated on them for like 2 weeks and I'll just like more songs. I can tell you what. I've played I have played Can't Stop by the Chili Peppers probably 900 times in the last month.
Okay.
Because it's
I'm
just
gonna play it on the way home now.
it's just dude, listen to that. I thought it was gonna hit already. Hold on. Like as if you guys don't know the song. It's just I gotta give it time.
I love the music aspect of this podcast. It's great.
I imagine being in a concert. I just always thinking about like being at the concert and this is going to 80,000 people. You're just so cool.
That'd be wild. Yeah.
I was saying that with Hannah about Queen.
Dude,
Like,
oh my god, that
Imagine being
one
at a Queen concert.
Live Aid.
the Live Aid concert.
That
yeah.
gives me the chills.
Yeah, it's rated or voted the best concert ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
But watching it on the movie, it's like, wow.
Yeah. That's insane. That's like the coolest thing ever. A musician's
you on
dream.
We'll put it out there.
Yeah.
If
Come
you
on.
if you could have a Capri Sun with anyone living or dead, who would it be?
Huh. Probably Alan Watts.
Interesting.
Could you imagine having a Capri Sun with
That'd be
Alan
amazing.
Watts? That's
think-
so funny.
Do you think he would sip it out of there, or do you think he'd pour it into like some goblet or something?
I think he would sip it as dumb as it looks. I think he would sit there and talk about the deepest shit, dude.
Okay.
That's what I love too. That's literally why I did this. I was like, because I knew it was gonna be like a little bit deep in here, so I wanted to bring it.
That's great.
I wanted to bring like.
Well, I love how deep you're going with these answers.
Yeah.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
Alan Watts is a great choice.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite quote or mantra outside of the McConaughey one?
I feel like I'm creating one myself. This is just personal philosophy and so on and so forth. Life is a. This is not it. This is context to it. Life is crazy. Life is up and down. This is just my outlook. Suffer well. That's I know it's on the nose. Just suffer well. I like it. It's
Okay.
more so like
I like it.
because life is always changing. You try to like get too attached to one thing. You're always attaching to stuff that's changing. You're just constantly So it's just like not that you're actually suffering, but like just like the philosophy of just know that life is what it is and like enjoy it. Suffer well.
I love that. And I
You
think,
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of like the way you handle failure, right? Like,
Yeah.
you're going to handle it.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
learn from it.
Yeah.
Suffer well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
I'm really into Stoicism, as Joe knows, and there's one
Yeah.
of their tenets is amor fati, which means a lover of fate.
Yeah.
So whatever happens, not only accept it, but love it.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's
I love
similar,
that.
similar in a certain way of
Yeah.
just taking everything in stride and using it to your advantage. Or so.
Absolutely. I 100% support that.
What is something people don't know about you?
A lot of people now that know me now don't know that I did music or don't know that like I'm a vocalist, like don't know how deep my passion runs for music. When I say like musician, they're like, oh, cool. Like they don't realize like that was my world. And like, cause they know me as like producer Sean, just like business Sean, like going out Sean, whatever. But they don't know me as like, nobody knows essentially like why I have a following. I'm sure some people think it's probably fake. A lot of people just don't know like the world that I came from and like how long I've been out in LA.
Do you share that with people that you're close with?
Well, I mean, I bring it up briefly, but I don't think people really understand that like I was like a touring artist. Like a lot of my friends now, like I'll shoot content for a music video for, but like they don't even know that like I was once in there. That I think that's the weirdest thing is that I'm in a role I never thought I'd be in producing, and I'm looking. Whenever I work with an artist, I'm looking at myself because I was in their position.
Yeah,
it's not like I don't understand. I fully understand. I was doing that. I did that. I came from that world, and a lot of those guys or girls don't know that. And I think that's like the weirdest part for me. It'd be like, I don't know. I'm trying to like relate this back to like basketball in some way.
Like Jordan owning the
no, it's
Hornets.
true, Sean, because whenever we meet somebody who's a sports fan or like a Steph Curry fan, they have no idea that he even played basketball. And it takes me kind of telling them like, oh, like he actually played with Steph Curry at Davidson in college.
I have friends that do that with me. Yeah. Same thing.
And it's like, wait, did you really? And he'll like never bring it up because I guess he just like doesn't want to be that guy. But it's so fascinating. Yeah. But that's why. Yeah. One of the things I love about life, especially like meeting new people, is personally I like to ask questions about like who you are, like your story. Like even if we met out at a bar, right? And you came to the bar, I'd be like, oh, like so, like eventually it would come out because I love to know what people are most passionate about. Yeah. Which is pretty cool because a lot like on the surface, no one knows.
Really nobody knows. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, we got two more for you. What's your biggest fear besides heights, snakes, and spiders?
My biggest fear, I'm just going to go deep again. Just what you're going to get. It's just like not accomplishing my fullest potential. Like I think about that almost every single day. Like I just need to do everything I want to do and do it to the fullest extent I can do it too. And just really create some meaning. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think people get intimidated by when people like you say that because they think that there's a certain unrealistic expectation. Yeah. But what you're saying, I think what you're saying and what most people should do is be the best you that you could be and maximize your potential.
Absolutely.
No one's saying like, hey, you should be the next Drake. It's like, no, be the best whatever Sean you could be and you'll be okay with that. Yeah.
This makes me want to recite this one quote goes something like, it doesn't have to be money, it doesn't have to be accomplishment. It can also, like you said, it can just be like you. And I think it makes me think of this one quote. A man that, how does it go? It's like a man that never changes his perspective, or a man that views the world the same way he did 30 years ago has wasted 30 years of his life. Your perspectives and your perception of life should change so much from, I think, 15 to 18 to like, I mean, every like it's you know what I'm trying to say? Like to me, I literally feel like I've lived multiple lives with how much my perception of the world has just changed.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think on our first podcast I said something like this where like even if you're 75, right? And you're alive, you could still grow every day because you could read a book, you could watch an informational show that teaches you something different. Yeah. And it doesn't a lot of people in today's world, they're like, "Oh, I'm 40. I don't want to do anything anymore. I'm just like content." And it's like, okay, well, no one's telling you to run a marathon. Yeah. But it's like, you could still evolve doing things that you actually like. Yeah. You know?
Just like unravel the layers of who you are, you know? Yeah. And
so I think that makes so much sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Last one. What does love mean to you?
Ooh. What does love mean to me? think just to be consistent, and that's so, I hate that answer, but it's just kind of true right now. To be consistent, forgiving, I guess. I don't know. I think about that a lot.
Yeah, that we always say, like, there's not
A perfect
definitely not a
answer.
correct answer, not a perfect
Yeah.
answer, and there's not like a one line. I don't think, right? Some people. I did hear one the other day. Were we talking about it? Where someone said, maybe it was like probably like Jay Shed or something, or a guest, but they said like love is spelled Time, right? Meaning what you give your time and attention and focus to. That's love.
Yeah.
And that's how
wasn't
you. Yeah, I heard it somewhere, but stuff like that. I think that there could be versions of what does love mean to you that are very short and sweet like that. But I know if I was trying to answer this question, I'd be going all over the place because I think it's a lot of things.
Yeah. It's a lot of things. I think I'll tell you this. I think the meaning of life is to experience love. Yeah.
I totally agree with that.
Like fully, like through and through. Like I just think a lot, and I'm just like, what is the reason? You know, what's the point? And I think it genuinely is just love. There's this innate feeling we all can't describe when we experience love, and it just makes us want it more.
I agree. And I always think the only time I ever think about being old is when I'm about to die. And I'm like, what do I want around me when I'm about to die? Because if life to me is just about money, and that's generally it's all about, when I'm dead, no one's going to care too much.
Yeah.
Because I didn't make any meaningful connections that people actually love me to be there. And I'm going to die essentially really alone.
Yeah.
Versus kind of realizing if you do fall in love and you surround yourself with a family or friends that deeply love you, when you leave the world, they're just going to remember like, wow, it sucks that he left. Like, we miss him.
Yeah.
Instead of just,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that guy, he was rich, he died.
Yeah.
What did he do again?
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. How many shares did he have? No.
Seriously.
Yeah, dude.
How
Love
many followers did he have on
Yeah, how many
Instagram?
followers did he have though? Yeah, dude. Love is, I think that's like the ultimate answer, and I'm learning how to do it. It's
That's the other thing. It never ends. You're always learning how to love. You're never going to perfect love,
no.
and you're always going to just be figuring out different ways to love and how people love you. And
Yeah.
I think love is amazing.
As a human, we enjoy feeling emotions no matter what they are. That's why, like, even like when we argue with somebody, like there's something that we get out of it.
Yeah.
But there's no feeling like love.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, love is something that we just want over and over and over again. We want to give. So that's my answer. Namaste.
And Joe's got his favorite question.
Yeah, I'm actually curious to hear your answer because you seem like a very deep guy.
Yeah.
I like. If you could have one law in the world that everybody had to follow,
Yeah.
what law would it be and why? And it could be crazy as you want it to be.
I love that. Nothing costs anything anymore. Because I think it would force people to find enjoyment in other things. Because now you're not like, well, yeah, come Monday, I can tell everybody that I closed this deal or that I did this or that I'm getting this amount of money or this is getting acquired or like everything's so much about money. It's so much about status. If it's about status, everything dwindles down to money. So we try to fix our life around the feeling of attaining and achieving and overcoming, when really all of those things are just in the simple thing of like love and giving and taking away currency and taking away, the value of purchasing and selling would legitimately force people to look for enjoyment in other things. And the only other thing that thing would be is, I believe, the thing that we're actually designed to experience that, but maybe from a internal infrastructure early stage, we kind of just got wrong and integrated all this currency. And I think that's like what made us kind of rob ourselves of like what the real point of being here is. And I think it's like giving and experiencing love, and you can only do that by experiencing human emotion with humans, by giving and receiving.
Wow.
Very deep, very awesome.
Amazing.
So,
Sean.
gang.
Gang. Sean, Alan Watts, Buddha, Marcus Aurelius, Cavaliere. Thank you so much. Where can people find you? Follow along what you're doing.
Yeah, on socials at Sean Cavaliere, SeanCavaliere. I don't post a whole lot, but I might shit out a tweet every now and then, which I got unverified on, by the way, because of Elon's Twitter blue thing, and I'm not paying for it, so I literally don't care. So don't follow me. But anyways, I really appreciate it, guys.
Yeah,
like,
dude, this has been
seriously.
awesome.
Like,
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank
You're
you.
the man. And Jonathan,
sir.
thank you again.
You can find us on Instagram at First Rounds on Joe, at Steve Rossiter _, and most importantly at First Rounds on me. If you made it this far, you better have. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.